Hello, today we'll be seeing Boolean constructors. First of all, there is one more thing in the documentation. This is just naming conventions, have names that are yes or no questions. In the first video, for example, we had is happy. That's a yes or no question. Now for the constructors. The empty one creates a false Boolean. If I run this, it will print false. Actually, let's use that on Q instead. We get false. That's the same as setting to false from the beginning. We can create a Boolean from another Boolean. Let's use P. And they have the same value. If we change P and print Q, Q is not affected. This line only affects P. We could also just use P, that'd be the same. True. Now, using numbers. Returns false if 0. Everything else is true, including infinity and not a number. Let's use 0 first. That gives false. We'll see that in another video, but numbers also work in if statements. If 0, let's set it to 0. We expect this to change it to a Boolean and become false. It didn't change the text to 0. If we change the number, now it shows. We can imagine this as 5 not equals to 0. This also works for strings. Empty string is false. Same with arrays. If it contains elements, we get true. As I said, we'll see those ones in future videos. So, back here. Change value. True. We can also use inf and none. This symbolizes infinity, and we can get it by 0 division. We also have negative infinity. Then we have none when we divide 0 by 0. More on them in the future. None also returns true. Okay. Let's see an example of how we can use the last constructor. Add option button. Now I'll add a few options. Let's say this is a text-to-speech option, and we pick the voice. None means it's off, and let's add a few voices. We can change which one is selected. Oh, increase font size as well. Okay, now we can go through our options. We can click on it and pick one. Okay, let's drop the button as well. Control click drag. We'll store a boolean for whether text-to-speech is enabled. That will be true if option is voice 1 or voice 2 instead of none. And we'll use the option button selected. It's an integer that shows at a selected item. Each item has an index starting from 0. If we don't change the IDs, they'll be equal to their index 0, 1, 2. So we can just use selected. If we have none, selected will be 0 and we get false. There we go. Now let's change the selected one. Now it's true. Now this statement is the exact same as using the constructor. An issue that you might have noticed is that the label doesn't change. For that we need signals. So let's make one through the editor. We double click item selected and hit connect. This method will be called every time we select an option. So let's copy this. Let's say TTS enabled. Okay, we don't need this one. Only here. That's already a string. And we concatenate. There it is. Every time we select, a signal will be emitted and our script responds. Technically, we don't need a variable. We just move the constructor in the str function. And it works the same. In this case, we need the constructor, otherwise it would only print the numbers. That wasn't an issue before because we were setting a boolean. Okay, something I noticed while editing. We used option button selected, but our method already takes the index. So we can use that one and get the same results. Okay, in the next video we'll see operators. Till next time.